Oh, Keebs, good question. Hi, Keebs. What's your dream car? Man, here, listen, at the risk of sounding like a douche canoe, I've driven every single car on the planet. So nothing really impresses me too much. If I told you that my dream car was a 2019 Tahoe LTZ, I think that you would call me crazy. But to be honest with you, I'm old and fat. I want to be comfortable. So I love Tahoes and I love Yukon Denali's. It's tough. So dream car is tough. I do enjoy driving Bentleys. So I mean, I don't know if there was a dream car, maybe something out of that line. But I don't know. The cars don't really. It's hard to get impressed after you've driven everything. That's a good question, though. I appreciate it. HSF. Hey, I have heard that financing through the dealership is not a good idea. Thoughts? So in theory, okay, listen, dealerships make money on the financing. No two ways about it. So we make money if you finance through the dealership. Now, does that mean that you should never do it just to spite the dealer? Thank you, CC. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think that's crazy. If I can get you a better rate than you can get on your own, why would you not give me the financing? Just because I'm making a few bucks? I mean, that sounds like you're, cutting off your nose to spite your face. I mean, if I can get you 4.9 and you've got 5.9, why would you not give me the financing just because I'm going to make a few $100? That's crazy to me. That's bad business. S Welsh 225. I use your advice I got from your channel. Just got approved. Awesome, awesome, awesome. S Welsh 225. Congratulations. I love that. I love hearing that. I like it. It gets me so excited when I get a message or DM or something. Somebody saying, "Hey, you saved me money or helped me get approved." You guys have no idea what that does for me. That really makes it worth it. And ultimately, that's why I do this. Plus, I'm kind of an idiot, and I just like to hear myself talk. I guess I don't really know. But that's awesome, S. Welsh. Thank you so much for the feedback. Tin Man, should I lease if I have a 610 and my wife has a 790? Yeah, I mean, it depends on your driving habits, but if your wife's a 790, you're going to get approved for the lease. As long as it's not going to kill you to be hemmed up on the miles a little bit, 12K, 15K, whatever it is. I think a lease is a great way to jump in and out of fresh cars with full warranty, maybe even maintenance included and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely consider leasing as long as, you don't mind the fact that, you're not going to own the car unless you buy it at the end and the miles aren't going to kill you to stay under, then I think leasing is a great idea, especially if it's on like a Highline vehicle or something like that. It can be a lot less expensive to get into what you want. Let's see. Christina Jones, 511. Do you have to have a down payment or a trade-in to get a good car? No, you don't have to. Absolutely not. If you're, let's say, above a 650 credit score, most dealerships can get you approved with zero down. And you don't need a trade-in. Now, I will tell you that there are times when having a trade-in can help. Not only does it reduce the amount that you finance, lower your payments, all that stuff, if it's paid off or you have equity, but lenders like trade-in. So when they send your deal into the bank, a lot of times you'll get better terms if you have a trade-in because you're minimizing the risk for the lender turning in your other vehicle. Let's see. What's more accurate, Experian or Credit Karma when it comes to your score? Hey, Tyler Terrell, how are you? Thanks for the support. Credit Karma is not something that you want to use to base your credit score off of. It's on what's called a Vantage scoring system, which is not a FICO scoring system. It's not what most lenders use. It's a Vantage scoring system. That's why you see the fluctuation. Experian is definitely the way to go if you want to have an accurate idea of what your score is. Gideon Bear again. Yo, I'm a younger guy getting bumped into management at my store. Congratulations. Any advice? We're a smaller store. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, here, I'm going to give you the advice that I've given for years on this platform. Stay away from the negative people in that dealership. There are going to be managers or other people in the dealership as you move up in the chain who have a negative take on things that happen in the store. Stay out of what I call the crybaby crew or the coffee crew. Those are the people that sit around and cry all day about the dealership and the market and everybody else. Stay away from those people. And one of the challenges that you're going to come up against getting in, and I experience this now with managers that work under me, is you're going to have a hard time separating friendships from relationships, coworker relationships. If you're a salesperson, you're friends with everybody on the floor. There's a good chance everybody likes you. You're getting promoted. So you're somebody that people probably look up to, admire, or model themselves after, whatever. Now, those people that are your friends that you go to lunch with, those people are going to have to listen to you when you give them direction now. So that is a slippery slope. So just remember what it was like to be in their shoes and always treat them with respect. Just because you have a title now on your business card does not change the fact that you have to treat people amazing. You see me do it on some of mine, but I'm messing with people. I mean, those same people that I have fun with on my videos, they also know that in a pinch, they can come to me at any point in time for training, advice, whatever, whether it's life or in the business. So just remember where you came from, I guess, and stay away from the negative people. Thank you for the rose, Ace. Thank you. Love roses. Andrea Mebon, I believe. I'm sorry. What interest rate can I get with a 690 score? So you're just below what they call tier 1, right? So you're like a tier 2 credit score, which is great. But it depends on the model of vehicle and the year of the vehicle. But, in general, let's say you're going for a pre-owned car. Right now with the 690, I mean, you should be able to rate in the mid to upper 7s, maybe 8s. And I know that doesn't sound sexy, but it is what it is. Prime is still 5.5. So now if you're a tier 1, you can get a little bit better. But yeah, it's not the rates stink right now. Let's just face it. But I think you get somewhere in the 7s or 8s, depending on the car. What's up, Big Daddy? Big Daddy 575. How are you? Yes. What up? What up with Wes? What up with the cat? Thank you. Brian K., how much are new cars normally marked up? So a good rule of thumb is 8 to 9% on the average car. Now, some cars are going to be more. You're going to have Highline cars, luxury cars. Those could be 12, 13%, whatever it is. Could be more. But, on your basic, let's call it a Chevy Malibu or something like that, you're going to be talking about like a 7 to 8% markup from invoice to MSRP. That's on new, Brian. I hope that's what you were talking about. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Wes, you're the best. Love it. Number 1 gifter. Love it, my guy. Let's see. No problem, Brian. Who said let's go? I just started making content. Always good seeing you, brother. Anaya wins. Just started making content. Give me a follow. Hit me a DM. I'll follow you back. You're starting to make content. I love supporting other creators. I'm not the biggest creator on here, but I've been doing it for a little while, and I love seeing people go after it, man, and start to make content and stuff like that, especially when it comes to my industry. That's a really cool thing. Keep up the good work. Stay with it. Listen, it's a job. If you're going to do this, Anaya, it is a job. I mean, you're talking about editing and posting on different platforms. I mean, it is a side hustle. It is a part-time job to do this. But as long as you have the willpower to stay with it, it can pay off in a big way. DT. Is DT in here? I see invite DT. Oh, if he's in here, I'll invite DT. I love DT. I love his stuff. Love it. Steve, thank you for the heart. Thank you so much. Love it. You guys are awesome. Anaya in Spanish. Now there you go. There's a market that a lot of people forget about, Anaya. Good for you. Let's see what we got. Looking for just looking. Just looking for questions. Let's see. Hello from Minnesota. Tom Elder, thank you. I've never been to Minnesota. One place I've never been, but if I ever go there, I'm going to DM you. Let's see. Any advice on e-vehicles? CC, how are you? Yeah, so electric vehicles, I love them. Listen, I know that I'm an old person. I know I'm Gen X. I know, and I still love V8 gas engines. I still love them. Don't trust me. But I love the intuitive feel of electric vehicles. I like the technology that's involved in them. There's an environmental aspect to them as well that you sort of need to be a fan of. But, here, at the end of the day, if you gave me a choice, I'm driving a gas car. I'm not going to mince words with you. But I am a fan of some of the EV stuff. It's not, I don't think it's one or the other. I think you can like both. Solo. Hey, thanks for the support, Solo. What's the lowest credit score you got approved without a cosigner? So the lowest score I got approved without a cosigner, if I'm not mistaken, is a 386. And now, that person had money down. I mean, everything lined up. The planets aligned just fine. You know what I mean? But I believe it was a 386. It might have been a 396, but something in the upper threes for sure. Keebs, you're very knowledgeable and confident, very well spoken. Oh, thank you. That's nice of you to say. You got to be confident to wear the Atari shirt, right? I mean, I'm rocking the Atari shirt, which totally dates myself, and I don't really care. I don't care. And I got the gray beard, you know what I mean? I am what I am at this point. But thank you so much. Let's see. Ace, how could I get a good rate on my first car? I have a 766 credit score and I'm 21. So I don't think you're going to have a problem getting a good rate. You might not get the best rate because your file is what they call thin, although you have a very good score. The lenders are going to look behind the scenes on that, and they're going to try to find out if there's any substantial payment history that's going to validate giving you a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 loan. But with that kind of score, you'll also be, I wouldn't be surprised if you got what's called an auto approval. If the dealer knows how to structure the deal right and send it to the bank, they can sneak it in on what's called an auto approval, meaning a loan officer never looks at it. A computer generates an approval. So in order to make sure that would happen for yourself, you'd want to come to the table with money down and make sure that you're buying the vehicle in a price point that is going to put you at a good loan to value, 100% or less in reference to JD Power Clean Trade. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Ashley Ariel, I have 2 payments left on my car that I bought in 21, but I've been told it will drop my score. So I think what you're doing is talking about paying it off. And here, that's sort of a myth that I've never really seen happen. When you pay off a car loan, I don't think that it drops your score. And if it does, it might do it temporarily until the Bureau recognizes that you fulfilled an obligation on what's called the installment loan, which is like a car or a home, and then your score is going to go back up. There might be a temporary drop. I've never seen it happen myself, so I wouldn't be afraid to pay the car off. I don't think it's going to do anything to your score. It's just my opinion. I've never seen anybody's score drop from paying it off. Let's see. All right, let's go. Stop it. Be happy. Stop it. 300 credit score. No job that would have done. Can you put me in a Lambo? I love it. If anybody could, it's me, though. Come again, please. What do you think about CarMax? I think it's a great company. CarMax is awesome. It's very consumer friendly. I'll tell you what, they pay a lot for trade-ins. So if you're shopping a trade-in, you might want to give them a shot. I think it's a great company. Look, anything that makes the consumer experience more streamlined and enjoyable and less painful, to me, is a win. So Carvana, CarMax, all that stuff. Listen, if it makes it a better experience for you and you're getting what you feel is a fair deal, I'm a fan. I don't hate on anybody. I want everybody to do well. I think CarMax is an amazing company. Ethan Millen, I love you. LOL. You're literally the highlight of my day. Nice. I love it. I love you too. I love it. Those are kind words. Thank you very much. Now I just got to find a woman who feels that way about me, but it's never going to happen. Trust me. Scott M. Chug, as a sales manager of the business, thank you for shedding light on our business. Yep, thank you for the support. That's one of the reasons why I do it too. I just like to give people a look behind the scenes in the automotive industry. We have a stigma attached to us, right, Scott? That, we are, low down, dirty, whatever, liars, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I like to show people that we're just humans doing the best we can. And there are some good people in the car business, amazing people. So not everybody is, just below attorneys or lawyers on the, bad person scale. You know what I mean? There's some good ones in the car business. So yeah, I love shedding light on our business. Let's see. White Hammer, do you ever sell, add points on a loan? Can you explain how that works? So what that is, that's called reserve, okay? And there's no secret. It's no secret. Car dealerships can mark up the rate that the bank gives you. Call it a finder's fee, call it a commission, call it a kickback. I don't care what you call it. So the way it works is a lender might give you a call back at 6%, and you have the ability to mark that up, 1 point, let's just say, and get a percentage of the amount financed back from the lender. I call it like a finder's fee for helping them, arrange a loan, finding a customer for them. So it's not done on every deal. Some banks pay a reserve at the buy rate. whatever the rate is that they send over to you. But yes, dealers have the ability to mark that up. It is what it is. Thank you. Saw that. It is what it is. But yeah, so you can mark up the interest rate. Now, if you don't like the idea that might be happening to you, I get it. Go get your own financing. Go to your credit union. Go to your own bank. Thank you. Come again. Thank you, Tony. You guys are awesome. That takes all the guesswork out of it. You don't have to worry about somebody making money on your interest rate. Just go get your own financing. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Come again. Thank you. Love it. Love the chicken. Is that a chicken? I think it's chicken. Love that. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Ethan Millen, what about 568, no money down? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a little tough. Once you get down below the sixes, lenders are going to want to be in a good equity position on the loan, meaning they're going to want upfront money down to buy down the amount financed back of what the vehicle's worth. I get it done. I've seen it done, 568s with zero down. But it does get a little bit harder once you get below that 600 to get a bank to say, yes, I'll give you $30,000 with nothing down. It just is what it is. But it is possible. Ace, you're welcome. Cleveland girl. Uh-oh. Cleveland love, what's up? How are you? I don't tell people where I'm at. I listen, believe it or not, I know I'm an old fat guy, but I get like people hunting me down and like just wanting to meet me and stuff. It's crazy. So I don't really tell too many people where I'm at. You're in Cleveland, so I might tell you if you DM me. Come again. Thank you very much. I love it. Love it. Awesome. Awesome. Haha. Dual Lives Denny. Denny TJ Wera. That is Denny. Dual Lives Denny. And we're not going to tell you why we call him Dual Lives, but Denny works for me. He's the salesperson at the store that I work at. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Makes terrible TikTok videos though. I mean, bad. They're just no good. You know what I mean? So we got to help him out with that. Dual Lives. Cleveland girl. No, I'm not on Rockside. You're close though. Just DM me. I might tell you. I don't know. I like to keep it quiet. B. Clark, 699 credit score, 15 on a truck that books for 34. Trying to decide if I want to trade. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've got about $20,000 positive equity. So what I would tell you is this. There's some things to look at before you decide. How many miles are on the car that you have to trade? Because there is a break. When a car hits, let's say, 80,000 miles, the value is going to drop faster than from going from 40 to 50. 70 to 80 is going to drop faster. And the reason why is because the guy taking that car out on trade, now you're limiting the lenders that will approve the next person to buy that car. There's some lenders that won't finance a car over 80K. So if that car's got like 79 on it, trade it today. Because if it gets to 80, you're going to see a farther drop than you would if it was like from 30 to 40K. But yeah, if you got some equity like that, I mean, I don't know if it's, when you say on the low end, I mean, you got $20,000. I mean, you're going to get the best rates. You're going to buy yourself into a great deal in the next car. You combine that with maybe something that's got some incentives. You could be talking about having $25,000 towards your new car. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad time to trade. Again, just watch the year and the miles are going to be important. You don't want that next hit to come and drop it substantially. Maybe Mags. What made you decide to sell Jeeps? Believe me, it had nothing to do with Jeep. I've been involved in a lot of brands before. I'm not going to sit here and say Jeep is my favorite brand. I literally went to work at the store that I'm at because of the people that I know that own the store. So it was not about wanting to be at a Jeep or Ram dealer. That's not really my background. My background is in Highline, like in Lexus and stuff like that. Jeep is great. It's a great brand. I mean, but it's not something that I chose because, I want to be involved with the Jeep brand. It's really not. It would not be my first choice, although I have grown a little bit. It's growing on me. Let's see. Oh, I missed one here. Here we go. Somebody local. I'm in Trogdor 82. I'm in Youngstown area and turning into Gladiator next October. How do I get out of turn-in fee? Well, I mean, you can trade it early, then there's no fee. Here, listen, you should never be paying that fee. You will find a dealer, whatever it is that you decide to buy next, that will take care of that fee. There's dealers out there that'll even pay your mileage overage if you buy a car from, especially the way the market is today, with business being tough and guys need to make every deal. You call and you tell me, hey, I got a $700 fee. If you take care of the fee, I'll buy a car from you. Done. I'd pay that in a heartbeat for you. So just tell the dealer that that's what you want done, and I don't anticipate somebody saying no to you. Come again. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Love it. God, love it. Brian K, is there a catch with 0.98 APR for 60 months? Yeah, so most low rates, factory incentivized rates like that, are in lieu of any other incentive. So let's say that there's a manufacturer that's got a $3,000 customer cash rebate, right? Something like that. Or 0.9 for 60 months. Well, it's one or the other. You don't get both. So you have to do the calculation and find out, do I save more money by taking the 0.9 for 60, or am I better off maybe taking the $3,000 customer cash, getting my own financing, maybe getting 4.9 or 5.9, and do the math and see what's better. But if there's a catch with factory rates like 0%, 0.9, whatever, it's that it's in lieu of any other incentive, so you don't get them both. So you got to do the math. Cleveland girl, love my Jeep. I don't hate them. They're not my favorite, but I'm glad you like it. Let's see. Where did I get the... Yeah, I know. This is crazy. So I got this watch band, right? And I'm telling you, every time I make a video, I am not kidding you, I get 10 comments about people wanting to know where I got this thing. So what I ended up doing was I went and put it on my TikTok shop. So if you want this, that's where you can find it. That's not what this video is about. There's no link in here or anything like that. But it's on my TikTok shop, and it's a very, very cool band. Let's see. My Jeep is trash, Zachary. I got a lemon payout on mine. Good for you. David, good job helping people buy cars. I try, man. I try to do what I can. What's up, Ryan? What's up? Tutu, is 6.79 rate a good deal? Haven't seen any deals for Honda, and that's my credit union. That's a great rate. I mean, right now, that is a great rate. 6.79 is a very good rate. You're welcome, Brian. NJ Beverly, I'm not even interested in buying a new car right now, and yet your page is one of my faves. Thank you very much. That's awesome. I love it. It still amazes me that people just want to sit there and watch me work sometimes, but I watch them back and I laugh at myself, so I get it a little bit, but that's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to keep the content coming. I got some really cool stuff coming down the pike I'm going to be doing here soon, so I think you'll enjoy it even more, but I'm always going to be being sarcastic, making fun of people, and having fun while I do it. So if that's what you like, we're tied together forever. Trogdor, you're welcome. Sir AUUG, looking to move forward from the food business and head into the car business. Any tips? Yeah, go for a brand, a high volume brand. Go to a vehicle, go to a brand, a manufacturer, that sells a lot of cars. I always want to go Toyota, Honda, stuff like that. You might not make as much per car, but you're going to have consistent business. So pick a brand that you love. Again, a little different for me. I chose to go where I am because of the people and the ownership there. It had nothing to do with the brand. If I was getting into the business now, I would definitely go to a brand that you feel strongly about, that you can, with conviction, sell to people and know that you feel good about it. So that would be the main thing I would say, sir. Stacy, what do I think about Subarus? I think they're one of the safest cars on the planet, and if I liked the way they looked, I would drive one. I just don't like the way they look, to be honest with you. But it's an amazing brand from a reliability and safety standpoint. Midwest Mama bought a 22 Grand Cherokee Overland. Love it. Good for you. Now, see, if you get into the Overlands and the Summits, okay, those become a lot cooler, for sure. Good for you. All right, let's see if we can find anybody else in here. Thank you. Hey, what's up, girl? I see you, Flaw. What's up? How are you? I miss you. Ba, 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 ba. All right, thoughts on leasing, Gabe, Sturb? Leasing is amazing if you're trying to get into a vehicle that is maybe too expensive to finance and the payment's going to be uncomfortable. Leasing can be a little bit cheaper. It's also a great way to stay in a vehicle that you have to that you don't have to worry about. A lot of these leases now come with maintenance. You're always going to be under factory warranty. Just watch your mileage. If you drive under the mile parameters, 10, 12, 15K, leasing's a great way to go. You get to jump in and out of a car every couple of years, which is kind of nice. You never own it, but really, if you finance a car for 72 months, you don't own it anyways until you make the 72nd payment. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? For me, if I had to buy a car one day, I would definitely lease something. Hold on, I saw one there I wanted to get to. Hold on. David, good job. Everyone who owns dogs gets a Subaru. That's awesome. That is just, that's very good insight. You're right. Whoever said something in here, I saw something about Capital One. Put that question in there again, if you can. I saw that, and that sounded like something about financing, so I wanted to get to that if I could. On One Images, what's up? I don't sell cars to people on TikTok now. You already know. No offense, but you already know I don't sell cars to people on TikTok. I don't know where that Capital One question went. Put it in there again. I saw, oh, here we go. There it is. Okay, I used to work for Capital One Auto Finance. Your videos on the low credit score are spot on with new account repo. That's awesome. Nikki Dubs, I still owe $5,000 on my 16 CX-5, bought in 20, but my gasket is blown. Anything I can do? Trade it. You're going to have to trade it. You have to trade it the way it sits. Don't go fixing it. You're going to spend more money. Just go trade it the way it is. You're going to have some negative equity. Get into something that's got some manufacturer rebates that'll suck up some of your negative equity. So if they give you $1,000 for it and you owe $5,000, you got $4,000 to roll. Try to find something that's got $2,000 or $3,000 in incentives that'll suck up some of that negative equity and minimize the pain getting out of that vehicle. So I hope that works out for you. Good question, Nikki. Let's see. And Evan, thank you. Okay, thank you. Just looking. No, Zach, I'm not on the auto mile. Pancho, thoughts on rolling negative equity? I mean, no one wants to, but here, the way to minimize rolling negative equity is to sell the car on your own in the market. Put it on one of these sites that offer trade values or offer purchases, CarMax, Carvana, whatever, or put it on Facebook Marketplace. So you're always going to get more. So, if you've got 5,000 negative equity and the dealer wants to give you 10, you owe 15, there's somebody out there in the market in the retail space that'll probably pay 13, 14, and now you're only rolling a little bit. So always sell your car outright if you can to minimize negative equity, and always try to buy something that's got incentives. That way it sucks up some of that negative equity for you. Joe, are you trying to keep everything versus wholesale? We're doing more of that, to be honest with you. Yes, we're keeping a lot more cars now that have miles on them, a little bit older. There's definitely a market for it. So, yeah, there was a day when you sent everything to wholesale, the auction, whatever. But we are starting to keep more of that stuff. We're running it through the shop, making sure it's a good vehicle. But, yeah, definitely keeping more of that stuff instead of wholesaling, Joe. Ken, what do you think about Hummer, H3 Hummers? Love you. Love you, too. H3 Hummers, I mean, they're cool. I mean, it depends on what year you're talking about, because there were some of those that were really just not reliable vehicles, to be honest with you. But, I mean, if you're looking for something that looks cool, looks a little bit different, not everybody's got, you can get it in cool colors like the yellow. I think those are okay. Those are cool. There was some reliability issues with some of them, though. Excuse me, for sure. Nicole, love your videos. Love your honesty. Thank you. Jorge, what's happening? Sorry. Southern Marine. I have a big question being in the car business for 13 plus years. Shoot, that's why I'm here. Roll, let's go. What do you got? Let's go. Come again. Yeah, now's a good time to sell your car. Guys are paying up for cars. So dealerships are going to give you more right now than you would normally get. And, a lot of the marketplace out there for companies that are buying your car direct, they're paying more for cars right now too. So yeah, it's a good time to be selling a car. Z, lowest rate you gave today. Well, I'm off today, so I didn't give any rates today. But I'll probably do some work from home, so I'll have to get back to you on that one. Candy, do you pay cash for your own cars? I don't own a car. I haven't owned a car in 20 years. So but if I was going to buy a car, no, I wouldn't pay cash for it. I would much rather have my money put in something that appreciates and gains value as opposed to putting it into an asset that literally tomorrow is going to be worth less than it is today. So that's like saying, here, I have $20,000. Let me put it into this item here. Tomorrow it's going to be worth $19,000. I don't know why you would turn 20 into 19. I'd rather get a nice low interest rate or lease something, take that $20,000 and put it into an investment that's going to make money, but that's just me. Turtle, how do you feel about the guy from Charlotte getting $1,000 to save somebody in reality $2,500? Turtle. So I think who you're talking about is Tommy at Delivered. Tommy is one of my favorite people on this platform. I think that it's amazing how hard he works to save people money. And again, if you told me you're going to give me $1,000, but I'm going to save you $2,000, I would do that all day. But it's not just about the money. Think about the time that he's saving people too. The time and the headaches. There was some a report done a long time ago, I remember reading, where they said buying a car is the second most painful thing that people do next to going to the dentist. They hate it. Just almost as bad as going to the dentist, which is crazy. So, for $1,000, you're telling me you're going to take all that headache and stress away. You're going to negotiate, deal with all the salespeople, do all that stuff, get me the best rate, get me the best trade-in value. I can go about my day being with my family or whatever it is I want to do with my free time for $1,000. I'm all over that. I think it's great. And there's another guy who's doing it too out west, Billy the car kid. It's another guy who does a great job. Those guys are awesome. I love it. Okay, Southern Marine 1992. Why do you use KBB with trade value when banks don't use KBB? First of all, banks do use KBB now. There's a lot of lenders that are using KBB lending as a value to base their callback on and what kind of terms they're going to get. But the reason that I go to KBB in my videos is because that's what people go on. I've never had, I shouldn't say never, but most consumers go to KBB to get a trade value. So I want to be on the same platform with them. They're going to come to me and say, hey, well, KBB offered me $5,000 for my car. Well, I want to be on the same platform, to fact check them, make sure that they've described the car right and do all that. But that's the one that everybody goes to and trusts. So that's why I use KBB when figuring out what to offer somebody for trade. Now, that's just to start. I will tell you this, Southern Marine, more often than not, I will go to other platforms. So I may start with KBB, but then I'll go to, Manheim Market Report. I'll go to JD Power. I'll go to Black Book. I'll go to Retail Analytics to, validate the trade-in number that I'm giving somebody. But, the thing about me is I don't miss deals because of trade-in. So I don't do it to try to get cars way cheaper than I can. The public's too smart for that anymore. Those days are over. My idea with a trade-in is to get it, not to send the customer home in it. So, I'm not going to try to under-allow too much on a trade. I'm going to try to hit them square right between the eyes because I want the car, because it's hard to acquire cars. And a private owner car is the best car to acquire. I have a captive audience. I can test drive it. I can put it in my shop for a minute if I want to. So when I'm doing appraisals on trade-ins in my videos, trust me, those trade-ins where I give a number, I get those cars. Now, if that means I have to use a different book other than KBB, so be it. I don't really care, but I want the car. But good question, though. Ron Hodge 903, does a bankruptcy affect your rate? Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you have a bankruptcy, it's going to limit the lenders that are going to want to jump into a loan with you, and they're literally usually going to be a little bit more high risk. So yeah, it can definitely affect your rate, depending on how long ago it was discharged. But if it's within the past couple of years, it's probably going to affect your rate. I'm VIP sales manager for Mercedes-Benz. Jorge, how you doing? Good for you. That sounds like a good position. What third row? Okay, so Mary, what third row midsize SUV do you recommend? Third row midsize SUV. You're never going to go wrong with Honda, Toyota. Trying to think on the domestic side if I had to pick a domestic vehicle for a third row SUV midsize. Probably nothing in Ford. Probably, I would say, I mean, you know, you don't sleep on Honda and Kia too with their midsize SUVs. I mean, they're making a great midsize SUV that offer third rows too. I mean, here, I'll say it. I mean, the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, that's a midsize SUV that's got a third row. A little pricey in my opinion, but there's another one. There's just so many out there, but if it was me, Highlander, Pilot, probably the two that I would look at. Let's see. What do I drive? Well, right now, I'm driving a 2021 Land Rover Defender, which is a pretty cool vehicle. But I like to switch it up. You know, I'll jump in something, and then if I buy something that I think is cool or I like, I'll jump into that after. But right now, a Land Rover Defender. Flaw, look at you. Look at you giving all the gifts. Love it. What's up, Corliv? How are you? All right, I got time for one more. Let me see if I can find one more good one. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Miss Tiff, single mom of two, trading 2009 Nissan Murano. Tips. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go on the various websites and find out if you can get an offer from, again, these companies that we mentioned, CarMax, Carvana, whatever, AutoNation, all these places, and try to get a buy number from those places first before you go to the dealership. Take that vehicle or take that information with you when you go to the dealership and tell them, look, if you can't match this or beat it, I'm just going to sell it to them. Also, you know, make sure that when you're going that the vehicle is cleaned up. It sounds stupid, right? Make sure the vehicle's cleaned up and looks better. I mean, guys, just get a better impression of a car if it's clean. I wouldn't fix anything. I wouldn't go, you know, fixing things to make sure you get more for it on an 09. That car's probably going to go to the auction for that dealership, so you don't have to go reconditioning and all that. Trade it the way it is. But from a financial side, get a buy offer from one of these companies. Absolutely take that in and say the only way I'm trading this car is if you match this or beat it, and that's to protect yourself from getting taken advantage of and somebody giving you too low of a trade value. So definitely do that before you go in. But I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate it. Haven't been on here a while. I'm glad to have so many people in here firing questions away. But I will be on here again soon. But it's been great. I will talk to you guys soon. And Dual Lives Denny, if you're still in here, I'll see you tomorrow. You're welcome.